Good day, grade 7. This is Ma'am Sheila, your study buddy in math. For today's video, we are going to have the second part of our discussion about polygons, and it's all about the interior and the exterior angles of a polygon. In this video, we are going to learn how the measures of the interior and exterior angles are related. First, let us discuss the triangle angle sum theorem. Ito po yung gagamitin natin para ma-derive po yung relationship ng mga interior angles ng kahit ano pong polygon. Okay, so this theorem states that for any triangle, the sum of the measures of the interior angles is always 180 degrees. Okay, so let us try to prove this theorem using this illustration. So I have here a triangle po. Yan. So, pangalanan natin yung angles niya. We have angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. Okay, so we are going to prove that the sum of the measures of angle 1, 2, and 3 is equal to 180 degrees. Okay? So, ang gagamitin natin para ma-prove yon is yung natutunan natin sa transversal lines. Okay? So, ang una natin gagawin is magdodrawing po tayo ng parallel line dun po sa ating third side ng triangle natin. So, as you can see, yung side na opposite po ni angle 1, okay, nag-draw po tayo ng line parallel to that side which passes through the vertex of angle 1. Okay? So, yan po. And then, dito muna tayo sa side na ito, yung opposite angle 3. So, as you can see, since it cuts both the parallel lines, meaning it serves as a transversal line. Okay? At tandaan po natin, di ba? When two parallel lines are cut by a transversal line, the alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay, in this case, ito pong angle 2 ay alternate interior angle po nitong angle na to, napapangalanan nating angle 4. Okay, so as you can see, they are alternate interior angles, meaning the measures of angle 2 and angle 4 are equal. Okay? Similarly, this side, which is opposite angle 2, is also a transversal line. Diba? Kasi kinat din niya yung ating parallel lines. Meaning, this angle 3 and this angle, which we will name as angle 5, they are also alternate interior angles. And since they are alternate interior angles, then they are congruent as well. Okay? So, next po, notice that the angle formed by angle 4, angle 1, and angle 5 is a straight angle. So, pag pinagsama-sama po natin yung measures nila, nakabuo po tayo ng isang straight angle, which means that the sum of the measures of angle 4, 1, and 5 is equal to 180 degrees. And since angle 4 is equal to angle 2, and the measure of angle 5 is equal to the measure of angle 3, then we can also conclude that the sum of the measures of angle 1, 2, and 3 is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so that's how we prove the triangle angle sum theorem. So ngayon, paano natin gagamitin ito para ma-derive yung mga interior angles po ng polygons? Okay, we have proven already that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is always 180 degrees. Now, let us try to derive the sum of the interior angles of other polygons, starting with this quadrilateral. Okay, we know that a quadrilateral has 4 sides. Ang gagawin po natin is we are going to divide this quadrilateral into two triangles, okay, by drawing one diagonal only from a vertex. Okay? So, ang pinaka-technique po dito is magdodrawing tayo ng diagonal from one vertex only. Okay? And then as you can see, pag pinag-combine natin yung mga angles po nung ating dalawang triangles, yun yung magiging sum ng interior angles ng ating quadrilateral. And since in one triangle, there is always 180 degrees sum of interior angles, ibig sabihin po, ito times lang natin siya sa 2. Kasi dalawa yung triangles natin. So that is 2 times 180 degrees, which will give us 360 degrees. Okay? So ito po yung magiging sum ng interior angles ng quadrilateral. Okay? Paano naman po itong pentagon? So as you can see, nag-draw ng dalawang diagonals. Okay? So nag-draw ng dalawang diagonals from this vertex, nakabuo po ng tatlong triangles. Okay? And again, sa isang triangle, 180 degrees po ang sum. Meaning, i-multiply naman natin sa tatlo kasi 3 triangles po yung na-formed. Okay? So, 3 times 180 degrees will give us 540 degrees. Next is for this hexagon. Okay? So, ilan po yung ating triangles na na-form? So, nag-drawing po ng tatlong diagonals, naka-form ng 4 na triangles. And same method lang po. So, we multiply 180 degrees by 4 and it will give us 720 degrees. Okay? So, let us now try to study the relationship of the number of sides of a polygon to the sum of its interior angle. So, dun sa nakuha natin kanina, obserbahan po natin kung ano nga ba yung gagawin natin para makuha yung sum ng interior angles ng isang polygon kung alam lang natin yung number of sides niya. Okay, halimbawa, bigyan tayo ng polygons na maraming sides. For example, ay 10 sides or 20 sides, 100 sides. Siyempre, masyadong matagal kung gagawin natin yung method na ginamit natin kanina, yung pagde-divide ng ating polygons into triangles kasi i-drawing pa natin yon. Siyempre, we have to find a shortcut. So, what if we are given n? Okay? Anong gagawin natin? So, obserbahan natin yung patterns na meron dito sa mga naunang values. So, kapag po meron tayong n number of sides, ilang triangles yung na-form? So, tingnan natin dito sa ating previous values. So, if we have 3 sides, 1 triangle lang yon. So, pag 4 sides, 2 triangle, 5 sides, 3 triangle, 6 sides, 4 triangles. Notice po na nababawasan lang lagi ng dalawa. Okay? 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 2 is 2, 5 minus 2 is 3, and 6 minus 2 is 4. Meaning, if we are given n sides, we are going to subtract 2 from n, and that is n minus 2. Okay? Next po is, di ba ginagawa natin dito, minumultiply natin yung 180 dun po sa number of triangles formed. Meaning, n minus 2 will be multiplied by 180 degrees. So, ano po ang magiging itsura niyan? Okay, so n minus 2, so ilalagay natin siya sa loob ng parenthesis to indicate po na kailangan muna nating unahin po yung n minus 2 before multiplying it by 180 degrees. So, pwede pong magkabaliktad yan, 180 times n minus 2, that's the same. Basta, following the PEMDAS, uunahin natin yung n minus 2 bago i-multiply sa 180. As you can see, the sum of the interior angles is equal to 180 degrees times the number of triangles that can be drawn from one vertex of a polygon. Okay, so ito po yung ating formula na gagamitin. S sub n stands for the sum of the interior angles of a polygon with n sides, and n is the number of sides of the polygon. Let us have examples on how we are going to apply the formula derived. Find the sum of the interior angles of the following polygons. Heptagon and octagon. Doon muna tayo syempre sa heptagon. Okay? We know that a heptagon has 7 sides. Meaning, ang n po natin ay 7. So, ang gagawin muna natin is to replace all n by 7. Okay? So, magiging s sub 7. Ibig sabihin po nito, the sum of the interior angles of a 7-sided polygon is equal to 7 minus 2 times 180 degrees. And sabi ko nga po, di ba, susundin po palagi ang PEMDAS. Unahin muna natin yung 7 minus 2 and that's equal to 5. And then 5 times 180 degrees is equal to 900 degrees. Next is sa octagon na po. An octagon has 8 sides, meaning ang hahanapin natin ay S sub 8. Okay? So, S sub 8 equals 8 minus 2 times 180 degrees. Following again the PEMDAS, 8 minus 2 ang uunahin po natin at yun po ay 6. And 6 times 180 degrees will give us 1,080 degrees. Okay? So, ganun lang po natin kasimple i-apply yung PowerPoint. Make sure po na alam nyo yung number of sides ng given na polygon. Paano naman po ito? Find the unknown angle of the following convex polygons. So, doon muna tayo sa letter A. Meron tayo ditong triangle. Okay? So, given yung dalawa niyang angles, 68 degrees at 52 degrees. How are we going to find the measure of angle P? Remember that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is always 180 degrees. Ibig sabihin po nun, the sum of the measure of angle P, 68 degrees and 52 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Okay? Ito po yung equation na gagamitin natin para mahanap po yung measure ng angle P. And following the rules in solving an equation, ang gagawin muna natin is to simplify this by combining the like terms. So, ang like terms po na tinutukoy natin is yung dalawa pong constant. Okay? Since parehas silang constant, pwede natin silang i-combine. Okay? 68 plus 52 degrees is equal to 120 degrees. Okay? Pinagsama po natin yung dalawang constant. Next po is by applying the addition property of equality. Ang gagawin po natin is to isolate this variable, yung measure po ni angle P, by removing positive 120 on this side. So, para maalis po natin yon, we are going to subtract 120 from both sides. And since we subtracted already 120 from the left side, wala na po siya dito sa ating left side. Okay? The measure of angle P, yun na lang yung natira. And then, 180 minus 120 degrees will give us 60 degrees. And this now is the measure of angle P. Okay? So, ganun lang po ang ating gagamitin. First is, we have to determine the sum of the interior angles of the given polygon. And then, next is to add the given angles and subtract it from the sum para makuha natin yung nawawala pong angle. So, let us apply that to the second example. So, sa second example po natin, we are given a quadrilateral. And we know that the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Okay? So, since 360 po siya, form ulit tayo ng equation natin. I-add natin yung apat na angles. The measure of angle S plus 63 degrees plus 102 degrees plus 85 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Okay? Nakadepende po yung ating value ng right side ng equation dun sa sum ng interior angles ng given na polygon. So, tulad nung kanina, isi-simplify muna natin to by combining the like terms. Ang like terms po natin ay 63 degrees, 102 degrees, and 85 degrees. Combining them, we will get 250 degrees. Okay? Next po is to isolate again yung measure of angle S by removing 250 degrees from our left side of the equation. So, applying the APE, we will subtract 250 degrees both sides. Okay? So, subtracting 250 degrees, mawawala na po siya sa left side. Na-cancel na po siya, kaya hindi na siya isinulat. And then, 360 degrees minus 250 degrees, it will give us 110 degrees, which means the measure of angle S is equal to 110 degrees. So, para ma-check nyo po kung tama talaga ang sagot nyo, edi i-add nyo ulit silang lahat. Dapat ang makuha nyo pong sum ay 360 degrees. So, now let us talk about regular polygons. Regular polygon is a polygon with congruent sides and congruent angles, meaning dapat lahat ng sides niya ay equal at dapat lahat po ng angles ay equal. Yun po ang ating mga regular polygons. Ang regular triangle po ay tinatawag na equilateral triangle, minsan equiangular triangle, maalin sa dalawa. While a regular quadrilateral is a square, because we know that a square has 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. Of course, all right angles are equal or congruent. No other special names are given to regular polygons with more than 4 sides. A regular polygon with 5 sides is a regular pentagon, with 6 sides is a regular hexagon, and so on and so forth. So this is how our regular polygons look like. Ito po yung equilateral triangle. Yung equilateral triangle po ay equiangular din kasi syempre congruent na rin yung mga angles po niya. Okay? So as you can see, the sides and the angles are marked the same. Okay? Pare-parehas po isang guhit yung side. Ibig sabihin, equal po yung mga sides niyan. At pare-parehas din ang symbol yung angles kasi pare-parehas po ng measure yung angles. Okay? So, pag magkaiba ng symbol na nakalagay, magkaiba ang measure. Ayan. So, sa square naman po ay right angle po siya, kaya po square yung nasa gitna po ng ating angle. So, ganyan po ang ating mga regular polygons. And ang mga regular polygons natin, kung mapapansin nyo, silang lahat po ay convex. So now let us try to derive how to find the measure of the interior angles of a regular polygon. Let me emphasize po na ang focus po natin ay mga regular polygons. To find the measure of each interior angle of a regular polygon, we are going to use a formula. Okay? But before that, di pa po alam natin kung paano na nakuhanin yung sum ng interior angles of any polygon. And since we are talking about a regular polygon here, and we know that the angles of a regular polygon are all equal to each other, that means that sum will be divided equally into how many angles there are in that polygon. Okay? So, in symbols po, ganito po ang formula natin. So, as you can see, yung numerator po natin, yan po yung sum ng interior angles ng polygon. Di ba po? Yung nasa previous slides natin kanina. And then, ang gagawin po natin is to divide that sum by n. Kung ilan po yung angles ng ating polygon. Okay? IA stands for interior angles. Let's now apply this formula in solving some problems. Find the measure of each interior angle of a regular pentagon. First po is, we have to determine how many angles are there in the given polygon. Since it is a pentagon, we know that a pentagon has 5 sides and a 5-sided polygon has 5 angles as well. Meaning, ang n po natin ay equal po sa 5. So, sulat natin dito. Ang gagamitin po nating n ay 5 kasi po pentagon. Okay? So, yan po yung itsura po ng ating regular pentagon. Using the formula which I presented earlier, substitute lang po natin yung 5 dun sa mga n. Okay? So, magiging pong 5 minus 2 times 180 degrees over 5. And following the PEMDAS, syempre unahin natin yung nasa parentheses. Okay, 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So, magiging 3 times 180 over 5 na po siya. Okay? Next po nating ipaperform is yung multiplication po sa ating numerator. Okay? 3 times 180 will give us 540 degrees. And finally, we are going to divide the sum. Okay, divide the sum into 5. Since there are 5 angles nga po, di ba? So, 540 divided by 5 is equal to 108 degrees. Ito po yung measure po ng bawat isa. Okay, so lagyan natin ng label. So, bawat isa po sa mga angles na to, ang measure ay 108 degrees. Okay, so tandaan po ha, pag regular yung polygon, pare-parehas po yung measure ng mga angles. So, para ma-check nyo po kung tama, edi i-add nyo po yung 5. Okay, dapat ang makuha nyo is 540 degrees. Paano naman po ang exterior angles of a polygon? Okay, so this time naman po, polygon lang yung nakalagay. Ibig sabihin, pwede natin itong i-apply sa kahit anong klase pa ng polygon, kahit siya ay hindi regular. Exterior angles are formed by extending the sides of a polygon and forming angles adjacent to each interior angle. The exterior angles can be drawn either in clockwise or counterclockwise direction. So, pwede pong ito, clockwise direction, pwede pong counterclockwise. And again, tatandaan po natin na nagfo-form ng linear pair yung interior at yung exterior angle. At ang linear pair po, tandaan, ay laging supplementary po yung dalawang angles. Okay? When you add the interior angle and its adjacent exterior angle, the sum will be 180 degrees. Sinasabi ko nga kanina, di ba, they form a linear pair. Using this idea, you can now generalize the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. So now we are going to derive the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon. And since mas madaling gamitin po ang mga regular polygons, yun muna po ang ating illustration na pagbabasihan. Okay? So, for a regular triangle or an equilateral triangle, ang gagawin po muna natin is hanapin po natin yung measure po ng each interior angle po niya. Okay? So, mas madali pong kuhanin ang each interior angle ng isang regular polygon. So, using the formula, we have 180 degrees over 3 since for any triangle, the sum of the interior angles is 180. So, dividing it by 3, we will get 60. Okay? So, 60 degrees po ito, yung measure ng isa. Okay? So, ngayon, ang gagawin natin is to find the measure of each exterior angle. So, di ba, para makabuo tayo ng exterior angle, kailangan nating extend ng side. Okay? So, imagine yung straight na lang po yan. So, pag in-extend po natin, di ba, magpo-form ng linear pair itong ating exterior angle dun po sa 60 degree angle. And since linear pair sila, ang sum nila ay 180 degrees. And for us to find the measure of this exterior angle, we are going to subtract 60 from 180 degrees. And that is 120 degrees. Okay? So, ito po ay 120 degrees. And since mayroong tatlong exterior angle ang ating regular triangle, so ito po ay 120 degrees din. Since 60 din naman ang measure nitong interior na to, 60 din ito, kaya 120 degrees din po ito. So, as you can see, tatlong 120 degrees po ang meron po sa exterior angle ng ating triangle. 3 times 120 degrees will give us 360 degrees. Okay? So, paano naman pag quadrilateral? Ayan. So, since ang sum po ng interior angles ng isang quadrilateral ay 360 degrees, at meron po tayong apat na interior angles, 360 divided by 4 is 90 degrees. So, bawat isa po niyan ay 90 or right angle. Pag nag-drawing tayo ng exterior, so let's draw the exterior angle. Since right angle po yung interior natin, that means right angle na rin po yung ating exterior. Kasi 90 plus 90 is 180 degrees. Okay? So, right angle din to. So, pag in-extend ko pa yung iba, edi right angle na rin sila lahat. Okay? So, we have 4 right angles po. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin is to multiply 4 and 90. We will get 360 degrees then. Okay? So, try naman natin yung iba pa. Paano naman itong ating regular na pentagon? Okay? So, kuhanin muna natin yung sum ng interior angles ng isang regular pentagon. Di ba po, yun ay 540 degrees. So, i-divide po natin sa 5 kasi 5 yung interior angles niya. 540 divided by 5 is 108 degrees. Okay? So, 108 po ito. Ang isa. So, kung 108 yan, kunin natin yung kanyang exterior. Okay? So, same process. Subtract yung 108 from 180 degrees, we will get 72. And since pare-parehas lang naman ang measure, yung mga exterior angles natin, i-multiply na lang natin yung 72 by 5. Okay? 5 times 72 is 360 degrees. Okay? So now, dito naman sa ating regular hexagon, ang sum po niya is 180 times 4, diba? So that is equal to 720. Diba po? So, dividing 720 by 6, we will get 120 degrees. Okay? So, 120 pala yung measure nito. So, pag kinuha natin yung exterior niya, that is 180 minus 120, that's equal to 60. Okay? 60 degrees. And since meron tayong 6 na exterior angles na 60 degrees, 6 times 60 is 360 degrees. As you can observe in the table, the sum of the exterior angles of any convex polygon is always equal to 360 degrees, whatever the number of sides of a convex polygon has. Natatandaan po yon, okay? Lahat po ng ating mga convex polygon, ang sum po ng exterior angles ay 360 degrees. Wala po tayong formulang gagamitin kasi fixed yung value. Constant po siya. Okay? So now let us try to find the measure of each exterior angle of a given regular polygon. Again, we are going to use the following methods po only for regular polygons. Okay? So, dalawa po yung methods natin. Ang una is yung ginamit natin kanina dun sa previous slide. So, di ba, ang hinanap muna natin is yung measure of each interior angle, and then after that, we subtracted the measurement from 180 since the interior and the exterior angle form a linear pair. Okay? So, ito po yung formula nun. So, kailangan po sa formula na to, meron kang measure of each interior angle. Okay? So, kung hindi naman po given yung measure of each interior angle, pero alam mo kung anong klaseng polygon yon or given yung number of sides niya, ang gagamitin naman po natin is itong formula na to. Okay? EA stands for exterior angle. So, that is 360 degrees divided by N. Okay? So, di ba? Tandaan po natin na ang bilang ng sides ng polygon, ganun din po yung bilang ng exterior angles niya. Okay? Since 360 degrees nga po yung sum ng exterior angles ng lahat ng convex polygon, that means hahati-hatiin mo lang yung 360 na yon sa kung ilan yung exterior angles ng polygon. Okay? So, ito po yung dalawang possible na inyong gamitin sa paghahanap po ng measurement of each exterior angle of a regular polygon. Okay? So, apply natin ngayon. Find the measure of each exterior angle of a regular hexagon. Of course, we know that a hexagon has 6 sides. So, sabi ko nga po, pag given naman po yung number of sides, mas magandang gamitin natin yung pangalawang formula. Okay? So, yung pangalawang formula po is EA or exterior angle is equal to 360 degrees divided by N. So, substitute lang po natin yung 6 sa N, magiging 360 degrees divided by 6. And that's equal to 60 degrees. That means each exterior angle of a regular hexagon measures 60 degrees. Next po is find the measure of the unknown exterior angle of the given convex polygon. So this time, isang simpleng convex polygon lang ito. It's not a regular polygon. Okay? So given yung tatlong exterior angles, we have 95, 92, and 123 degrees. Ang hahanapin po natin is yung measure po ng angle A. And for us to do that, we have to subtract the sum of the 3 given angles from the total sum of exterior angles. Okay? Tandaan po, okay, the sum of the exterior angles of any convex polygon is always 360 degrees. Kahit ilang sides pa po yan. So, tulad ng sinabi ko, para makuha po natin yung measure po ni angle A, we have to add the 3 given angles. So, i-add natin yung 123, 95, and 92, and that's equal to 310. And then after that, we're going to subtract that from 360 degrees since 360 nga po yung total nilang apat. Okay, 360 minus 310 is equal to 50 degrees. So that means the fourth exterior angle of this convex quadrilateral measures 50 degrees. So let us now solve other problems involving the sides and the angles of a polygon. So ito po yung mga formula na posible nating gamitin in problem solving involving the angles of a polygon. First is, ito po yung una nating inaral, yung sum ng interior angles of any convex polygon with n sides. Okay, that is sum equals n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Again, uunahin po muna yung nasa loob ng parenthesis bago i-multiply sa 180. Next is, the formula naman that we use to determine the measure of each interior angle of a regular polygon with n sides. Again, this is only for regular polygons. Okay? So, ang gagawin nyo po is to divide the sum. So, yung kanina, yung sum. We are going to divide the sum by the number of interior angles. Okay? Or kung given naman po yung exterior angle ng polygon natin, pwedeng isubtract nyo na lang from 180 since nagpo-form naman sila ng linear pair. Next is the sum of exterior angles of any convex polygon is always 360 degrees. So wala pong substitution na magaganap dito. Tatandaan po, constant po yung 360. Meaning for any convex polygon, the sum of the exterior angles is always 360 degrees. Last is this one, to determine the measure of each exterior angle of a regular polygon with any sides. So yung kanina lang. What we're going to do is to divide 360, yung sum, by the number of exterior angles, which is also equal to the number of sides. Okay, yung isa pang method na hindi lang napasama dito is parang tulad nitong isa. Kapag ang given naman ay yung interior angle, edi isusubtract mo yung interior angle from 180 para makuha yung exterior angle. Since sila nga ay linear pair. Tandaan po na unawain pong mabuti yung problem po natin. Identify kung ano yung given. Ang given ba ay number of sides, ang given ba ay interior angle, ang given ba ay exterior angle. And then after that, determine what is being asked. Okay, ano naman yung hinahanap? Okay, and then after po nun, you have to choose which formula you are going to use. Okay, and then choose wisely na lang po. Let us solve the first problem. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular decagon? So sabi ko po ay i-identify niyo muna yung given at unknown sa problem since it is stated in the problem that the figure is a regular decagon, meaning ang given po natin ay 10, okay? Since a decagon has 10 sides. So yun po ang n natin. And then, ang hinahanap po or yung unknown naman is the measure of each interior angle, which means that we are going to use this formula. IA equals quantity n minus 2 times 180 all over n. So, what we are going to do is to simply substitute 10 to n. Kaya magiging 10 minus 2 times 180 over 10. And by following the PEMDAS po, ang uunahin natin is yung 10 minus 2. And that will give us 8. 8 times 180 will give us 1,440. And finally, we will divide it by 10. And we will get 144 degrees. Therefore, the measure of each interior angle of a regular decagon is 144 degrees. Remember to always follow PEMDAS rule. We have another way to solve the given problem. And that is by finding the measure of each exterior angle first. So, using the formula, EA equals 360 over n. Again, ang n po natin ay 10. Substitute po natin, magiging 360 over 10, and that's equal to 36 degrees. And since the measure of the exterior angle is 36 degrees, what we're going to do next is to subtract that measure from 180 degrees. Since yung exterior at interior angle nga po ay nagpo-form ng linear pair. Okay? So, silang dalawa ay supplementary. So, that will be IA equals 180 minus EA. So, that's 180 minus 36, which is equal to 144 degrees. So, as you can see, parehas yung nakuha nating answer dun sa kanina. Okay? So, either of the two solutions po ang inyong gawin kung saan po kayo nadadalian. Second example, how many sides does a convex polygon have if the sum of its interior angles is 2,340 degrees? So, ang given po ay sum of interior angles. That's 2,340 degrees. Ang tinatanong po is yung number of sides. Okay? So, ilang sides yung meron yung polygon. Ang formula na gagamitin natin po ay, syempre, yung sum of interior angles. But before we solve the given problem, i-derive natin yung formula na gagamitin natin para ang makuha natin is yung number of sides. Okay, instead of yung sum, kasi given na nga yung sum. Remember that the sum of the interior angles is given by this formula. S sub n is equal to n minus 2 times 180 degrees. So, itong n na to, ito yung nawawala ngayon. So, paano natin siya i-isolate dito sa ating equation? First step is to divide both sides of the equation by 180 degrees. So, mangyayari po, makakancel po yung 180 dito sa right side. Ang matitira na lang ay S sub n over 180 equals n minus 2. And then after that, para ang matira na lang po ay n, we have to remove the negative 2 by adding 2 both sides. Okay, so magiging S sub n over 180 plus 2 equals n minus 2 plus 2. Of course, negative 2 plus 2 is equal to 0. Ang matitira na lang po dito ay n. Okay? So, using the symmetric property, baliktarin natin yung left at yung right side ng equation. Ayan. N equals S sub n equals or over 180 plus 2. Ito na yung formula na gagamitin natin ngayon kapag ang nawawala ay number of sides at ang given ay yung sum ng interior angles. Okay, apply natin ngayon yung formula na na-derive natin. So, ito yung formula. Ang S sub n is 2,340 degrees. Substitute po natin. Magiging 2,340 divided by 180 plus 2. Following the PEMDAS, ang unahin natin is yung fraction. Okay? Which means, i-divide natin yung 2,340 by 180 and that will give us 13. And 13 plus 2 is equal to 15. Therefore, the convex polygon with the sum of interior angles 2,340 degrees is a 15gon. Okay, it has 15 sides. Third example, so may figure naman po ang given, hindi na siya word problem. Find the measure of angle 1. So, ito po yung angle 1. It measures 5x minus 10 degrees. And the other angles, angle 2 measures 3x minus 25 degrees. Angle 3 measures 7x degrees. This angle is a right angle because of this symbol. And this angle is 110 degrees. So, ito lang yung hahanapin natin. And for us to find the measure of angle 1, we are going to form an equation, okay? In which we are going to add all of the angles. We have 5 angles. And then equate it to the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon. Since the figure is a pentagon. Remember, ang sum po ng interior angles ng isang pentagon ay 540 degrees. So, ang gagawin po natin ay ipa-plus natin lahat to. And then equal siya sa 540. Okay, so 5x minus 10 plus 3x minus 25 plus 7x plus 110 plus 90 equals 540. So, napakahaba ng equation. Ang first step nga po ng solving equation is to simplify the equation if possible. Okay? So, one way to simplify is by combining the like terms. As you can see, meron tayong mga like terms dito. We have 5x plus 3x plus 7x. Okay? And then yung mga constants natin, considered na like terms yan. So, i-combine natin yung negative 10, negative 25, 110, and 90. So, simplifying po, ito na yung lalabas na expression or equation. 5x plus 3x plus 7x is 15x. Since lahat naman sila ay positive, i-add lang yan. And then, negative 10 minus 25 plus 110 plus 90 is equal to positive 165. And then after that, we have to isolate this term, yung may x, and remove positive 165 from this side. Okay, so para mawala siya, applying the addition property of equality, we will subtract 165 from both sides of the equation. And this will become 0. Cancel natin. So, magiging 0 na yan. 15x na lang yung matitira. And then, 540 minus 165 is 375. Okay? So, after nito, ang next nating ipe-perform is MPE or yung multiplication property of equality para maalis yung 15 sa tabi ng x. Okay? So, for us to do that, we will divide both sides by 15. Again, that's MPE. 15x divided by 15, makakancel na yung 15. Ang matitira na lang ay x. And then 375 divided by 15 is equal to 25. Okay? So, hindi pa to yung sagot kasi ito pa lang yung value ng x. Okay? Ang hinahanap natin is yung measure ng angle 1. Ang measure po niya ay 5x minus 10, which means yung value ng x na nakuha natin, isa-substitute pa natin dito sa x na to. Okay? Okay, so substitute na po natin. Using x equals 25, solve the measure of angle 1. So, ang measure po ng angle 1 is 5x minus 10. Substituting 25, it will become 5 times 25 minus 10. Following the PEMDAS, mauuna yung 5 times 25, and that's equal to 125, and then 125 minus 10 is equal to 115 degrees. So this is now the measure of angle 1. Fourth example, the measures of the exterior angles of a convex quadrilateral, one at each vertex are 6x degrees, 4x minus 10 degrees, 4x plus 10 degrees, and 2x plus 40 degrees. What is the measure of the largest angle? So ngayon walang figure, pero i-visualize natin yung problem. Ang figure po natin ay isang convex quadrilateral. Okay, since quadrilateral siya, mayroon siyang 4 na exterior angle. So, given po yung measurement ng 4 na exterior angles in algebraic expressions pa po. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin is, of course, we have to find that x, yung value ng x na yan. Okay? By forming an equation. So, paano natin bubuin yung equation ngayon? Since exterior angles yung given, kailangan natin ng sum ng exterior angles. Okay? And, di ba, ang sum ng exterior angles, lagi yung 360 degrees. Okay? So, writing the equation, we will get this one. Okay? So, yung first exterior angle plus yung second exterior angle plus yung third plus yung fourth equals 360 degrees. So, i-substitute na natin yung mga measures or yung mga algebraic expressions. Magiging 6x plus 4x minus 10 plus 4x plus 10 plus 2x plus 40 equals 360 degrees. Okay? So, sabi ko kanina dun sa previous example, ang unang gagawin is to simplify the equation by combining the like terms. So, i-add muna natin yung mga may x, yung may variable x, and then i-add natin yung mga constants. So, ang simplified form po ay ito. 6x plus 4x plus 4x plus 2x is 16x. And negative 10 plus 10 plus 40 is simply 40. Okay? Kasi ang negative 10 plus 10, 0 na yon. So, matitira na lang talaga ay 40. Next is to isolate 16x by removing positive 40. And we can do that by subtracting 40 from both sides. Okay? So, that's APE. Magiging 16x plus 40 minus 40 equals 360 minus 40. So, makakancel na ulit yung 40 dito sa left side. Ang matitira na lang ay 16x and 360 minus 40 is 320. After nyan is i-apply natin yung MPE para mawala yung 16 sa tabi ng x. Okay? Divide both sides by 16 and 16 po will become 1 or it will be cancelled na. Matitira na lang ay x. And then 320 divided by 16 is 20. So, the value of x is 20. Ito yung gagamitin nating value para i-substitute dun sa mga algebraic expressions na given. Second step is to substitute the value to find the largest angle. Okay, ang target nating mahanap is yung largest angle. For us to do that, kailangan nating makuha lahat muna and identify the largest. Okay, so the first exterior angle is 6x. Substituting 20, it will become 6 times 20, and that's equal to 120 degrees. The second angle is 4x minus 10. So we substitute 20, it will become 4 times 20 minus 10. 4 times 20 is 80. 80 minus 10 is 70. So the second exterior angle is 70 degrees. Third is 4x plus 10. 4 times 20 plus 10. 4 times 20 is 80. 80 plus 10 is 90 degrees. And then the fourth angle is 2x plus 40. So that is 2 times 20 plus 40. 2 times 20 is 40. 40 plus 40 is 80. Now, we're going to identify the largest angle. So, yung isa ay 120, 70, 90, 80. Obviously, the largest is 120 degrees. That means the largest angle is the first exterior angle. For our last example, what is the perimeter of a regular heptagon if a side measures 8 centimeters? So, perimeter na po ang pinag-uusapan dito, wala ng angles. Iba na po yung formula, of course. Tandaan po natin, perimeter refers to the total sum of the measures of the sides of any polygon. Okay? Since total sum yan, that means i-add natin yung 7 sides po ng ating figure. Okay? Because heptagon nga po yung given. A heptagon has 7 sides. Then the perimeter will be S plus S plus S plus S plus S plus S plus S, or simply 7S na lang. Okay? 7 times S. Okay? Substitute natin yung 8 centimeters kasi yun yung measure ng isang side. 7 times 8 is 56. Then, the perimeter of this figure or polygon is equal to 56 centimeters. Don't forget to attach the unit of measurement. Okay? Especially given po siya sa ating problem. Okay? And that's it for today's lesson. I hope you've learned a lot from our discussion. Thank you for listening and see you on our next topic. God bless. Bye!